That's Scotty, I'm Motty. This is Scotty and Motty. This is the alternative FA Cup draw. Well, it's not really, is it? It's just the FA Cup draw reaction.
Is that what it is? Live reaction?
Live reaction.
Something we decided to do, 25 minutes ago?
You wouldn't think it, though, from that excellent thumbnail I've made.
I'm very impressed with the worst photo of me you could have got at all.
Listen, that is a good photo you compared to mine. Look at me chin on mine there. Hey, that's just
That's a good
an
point.
awful pic. And look at my face as well. And also you can see the shadows of me receding hairline. It's awful that, but I was up against it time-wise.
You've not done any of us either favours. Hopefully the draw.
Destruction.
Yeah.
It's the story of our lives together, isn't it?
Best type of destruction, isn't it? Bring someone else down with you.
That's what we've been doing for 20 years. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Loads of people watching. Don't forget as well to hit that like button. We're going to get a reaction to the FA Cup draw, which I believe is being made on the One Show.
I don't know if I can diss BBC TV.
Well, I don't want you to. I don't want to put you in an awkward position.
Jermaine Jenas seems to be everywhere. Is he doing it tonight?
I believe so. I don't know. I've got the One Show here on one of my tabs, and at the minute, I think, in fact, I don't think it's the One Show, it's the news. I'm talking rubbish. I think the One Show starts shortly. I think it might be Jermaine Jenas, but I had a bit of a, so we say, not too kind opinion of him. But Stephen Howson, who we do Paddock with, he went to the World Cup and he was hanging around with him.
Yeah.
And he said he's proper sound. And to be fair, there was this video that Steve did, because Steve can be horrible, right?
Really?
Yeah, I know it's a bit of a myth.
He doesn't come across as a sort of bloke that has like strong opinions.
So what is this? He's actually a nice guy, Steve, but right, he can be, you know. And he sat there with Jermaine Jenas and started reading out all these trolling comments about Jermaine Jenas' commentating to Jermaine Jenas live on a video.
Fair play.
And Jermaine Jenas took it rather well, and I thought, fair play to you, because I would be like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
I've blocked these people for a reason. Why are you reading it out? And why are you live streaming you reading these out to me? Like, what am I meant to do with that? There's loads of people in the comments. King Dino says, loving the shine on your well-oiled head, Jay. Thank you for that. What time is the draw? Says NRB7. I think it should be any minute now. I hope I'm on the right thing. I think
Who's
I'm on
that?
there.
Ben Sorville. Oh, look, it's the famous David Scott who I once saw at Monkey Forest in Staffordshire. You should have said hello.
Was you at Monkey? So obviously you were at Monkey Forest and stuff.
Not recently.
When
the
was
monkeys
that?
are hibernating.
When-
Last summer, I took my daughter.
Ben Sawyer didn't say her.
No.
He's mega approachable. Honestly, he's grateful for people coming. And
I got
saying
pulled
hello
over
to him.
in Lyme Park as well a while before Christmas.
What did they say to you?
I used Scotty from the Scotty and Motty show.
Really?
Yeah. Seriously.
Of all the things you've done, they recognise you from this.
Yeah, they said, how do you put up with him? I said, mate, you know.
Really? Is that what they said?
No, they said like, they love the show and stuff like that. But I can't remember the guy's name, but it was really, really appreciative of what we do, surprisingly. As many people are. So thank you everybody out there that's watching. And Ben, next time you see me in a Monkey Forest, say hello.
Come and say hello. It's funny that, because when we did our live event in Dublin on Paddock, quite a lot of people were saying, is Scotty not coming down? Why is Scotty not here? Love Scotty and Motty. So next time we do a live event, we've been saying, haven't we, we should do like a super event with Sloppy Joes, Scotty and Motty, Steve and his XG files and all that nonsense, and then Paddock as well. Just do like a little Woodstock.
I like that. Podstock. There you go.
I love that.
Stratford Podstock.
Gary Greeley says, where's the Blazers, lads? Sort it. Yeah.
Well,
Good point,
I got a cardigan on.
You're smart. I'm just in my
you've come
typical
from
sweatshirt.
Gym class.
I know, I'm sorry. I've let the side down. We should have got suited and booted. Do you know what we're doing tomorrow on Paddock?
What?
Deadline day. Are we getting suited and booted or what?
Yes, I'll do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, tomorrow, have you
Any
got
sort of
for Paddock?
suit?
Well, you're going to wear a suit, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I've got christening.
Birthday one.
I've got...
You get the views then. Onlymanx.com. I'm telling you, we'll start it.
Just on that front, on our Patreon as well, we've had a bit of a week last week, so we're going to be doing extra Patreon videos this week. We're going to be doing 2 this week, so we're doing one that's out tomorrow and then another one that's out on Friday, so you'll get 2 extra videos this week if you are a Patreon subscriber, and if not, you'll have this video, obviously, and every week we have the normal video on a Monday, and then we do extra videos for our Patreon subscribers as well. I think the draw's about to take place, so if anyone is ahead on your stream, because I'm streaming the draw, then by all means get involved. Talk MU in the chat. Evening, folks. Good to see you. Bless you. All right. Bless you. Yeah, you done?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. No, don't apologise. It's not your fault.
Live TV.
King Dino says, is the smoking shed coming back?
I'm going to sneeze.
Sorry, are you all right?
When I'm going to sneeze, don't put the camera on me.
We've got James Young back on producer
As
duties.
you can tell. Thank you, James. Fucking close up of me.
He's about to sneeze. Get that camera. Give him his close up. I love the fact he stayed on you as well.
I know,
I was talking.
After that 250 quid, it's still like you've been framed.
Right.
Snotty.
So we've got Jermaine Jenas and is it Alex Jones in the studio in the one show. So we'll keep you posted when that happens. Hit the like button as well, please. Evening, fellas. Hope you both well, says Cameron Whelan. Yeah, is a smoking shed coming back? Because I did one, just to sort of do one.
Yeah.
But it's your thing, that. You're very good at it.
I thought it was our thing.
It is our thing, but you invented it. And the Mick Huttner one you did was superb.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think you're better at just having a sort of a bit of a ramble with a point.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll start doing it more for the patrons.
Because you want it to be one take, don't you?
Well, I can do it for the patrons because then that won't go out to a public sphere and I might be able to get
that's why I did
certain things.
Oh, right.
Because I have to sort of.
You see, Scotty, he's professional. It's annoying, but he is, isn't he? Right. Except when he's sneezing on camera on here. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Some people, I can't remember who it was, someone said, I hope we get Arsenal or Liverpool. Like that. Very good. Do you have a preference? Do you care? Do you want to avoid City? Is that a thing for you?
Maybe avoid City. I think we're better than anyone else in it, I think. We beat City in the last performance. I don't think they're as good as they make out to be. Yeah. And we're full strength Manchester United team. I don't see why we can't win the FA Cup, the Europa League, the Carabao Cup, and finish top 4. So just bring it on.
What would be a good season for you as United?
Doing that.
Where we're at now, I think if we don't win the Carabao, I'll be disappointed.
I know.
Because we're where we are.
Yeah.
If beginning of the season, I wouldn't have said if we don't win the Carabao, we're gutted. But to be in the semi-final with a 3-goal advantage in the first leg, you'd expect to go through.
Yeah.
And to face either Southampton or Newcastle. I know Newcastle are obviously flying, but I'd still put us as a better team than them in a one-off game.
I think so, yeah. I mean, you can't take it away from Eddie Howe, given the backing that the club's got financially. Hasn't spent a great deal. But he's done a good job at Newcastle. But I think we should be good enough to beat them in a one-off game at Wembley. But yeah, I'm here to win everything we're up for.
It's mad, isn't it? Because like we are spoiled as United fans. I get that, but you know it's been a long way, hasn't it? These last 6 years.
Yeah.
And we've had during that time as well. We've lost an FA Cup final, a Europa League final, about 6 semi-finals. Is it? 3 of them to City, or 2 of them, sorry, to City. 2. I think
the Europa League final against Villarreal, which will probably go down as one of the worst finals of all time, was particularly hard to take, and I think that was the low point. And obviously, we seem to have turned the corner now. But yeah, I'm optimistic as ever. I've changed my tune for United. I'm Team Ten Hag, man. We're going to win what we're up for.
It's great, isn't it? We were talking about this before. Me and Joe were doing like a review of his transfers, and it's weird just having a manager where you go like, do you know what? I trust this guy. Do you know what I mean? Like completely. Because I liked Ollie, but he's obviously flawed. Jose to a certain degree, and then he wasn't back properly, and he obviously spat his dummy out. Van Gaal, the football was just too tough for me in the end. But with Ten Hag, you think he's getting everything right, and I can see what he's trying to do, and I have faith in him. And you know what? There's a reason we're in these competitions still.
Yeah, I think with them managers that you mentioned there were certain attributes that you hung your coat on to why you liked them. So obviously Solskjaer's previous history as a player, Jose because of what he'd done as a club. I thought Van Gaal was very entertaining off the pitch. His football on it was anything but. So, you know, they had like little quirks that you bought into, whereas I think Ten Hag, across the board, from his strategy to his off the field, how he's managing with the players and stuff, and I just think he's just getting everything right, and we're well ahead of where any sane Man United fan would have expected us to be come in the summer.
Yeah, you thought
after them first 2 games in particular.
Oh mate, after that, I was worried about him. Not whether he was good enough. I was worried after that second game. I thought if we lose now to Liverpool, because that was the game after that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You thought this board, they might start panicking and go, let's do something drastic, which would have just been ridiculous. But you never know, do you, with them lot? Thankfully, obviously, we won that, and then it almost feels like the rest is history, really, doesn't it? Because okay, we had a bit of a blip against City and Villa and Arsenal, but we won the vast majority of the games post that. Some big wins as well.
That definitely.
Time. And it's like everyone's like buying into what he's doing, and the way he handles certain situations, the Ronnie situation, even little things like Marcus is late for whatever he's late for. Yeah, and he's on the bench and yet brings him off and he scores. It's like, and he buys into it.
And you look at how good United are doing and how bad Liverpool are doing. I mean, 2023 is the year that keeps giving. It really is. City aren't playing great. United are on a rise, and Liverpool have gone back to fell off the perch like a dead budger. I'm here for it.
It is mad because I thought it was pretty funny a few years ago when he had that little bit of an implosion. And then they sort of rallied, didn't they, towards the end of the season and got into the top 4, which was really annoying. But this season, it's like everything seems to be going wrong, and obviously out of the cups as well. I know they're still in the Champions League, and they got Real Madrid on there.
Yeah, I think so.
And it has been a joy to watch on it because it's like no one does sort of angry and disappointed quite like Jurgen Klopp. He loses it, doesn't he? Like, we lose it with journalists. You can see him on the touchline just going berserk.
Yeah.
And I've always said with Klopp, I think he's one of the managers where I was telling on a podcast earlier on Paddock that I'd have had him at United in 2013. I said it at the time. Do you know what I mean? When we were
He's a good manager. You can't take that away from him, and he wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's why, what some people might say he's overexcited when they win, and exactly the opposite when you're losing. You want that, don't you, from your managers? So I mean, somebody put up there Wrexham. I don't know what's going on here, James.
What's going on here? Why have we got Stephen Alson's XG files coming on here? And
if you are interested in watching Steve Alson, he has got a show called The XG Files.
We just thought we'd give a little plug.
I was trying to help you out by getting the stream on the side, but because you can't see the comments there, when I went on the Chrome tab, like that...
James is explaining what's going on here. You won't be able to hear him, but he's explaining it. Basically, he's making it out like it's my fault, I think, that happened.
No, you want me to put the draw on the screen?
No, it's all right. If you can put it on the screen there, if you can do that, then we'll have it. If you're all right with it.
He can read the quotes out.
Yeah. That would be fantastic if you're all right with that.
Wrexham would be a good draw.
Yeah, that's like the fairy tales.
That's like for TV.
Yeah. Have you ever watched that documentary?
No.
You're not into that. You're not
I don't know. There's a lot of football documentaries out there. So I've seen some. There is in there.
That's fair enough.
I'm not gonna. How many episodes is it? It's like when people say, "Did you watch the City or the Arsenal one that primed it?" I said, "No."
No, that's different.
Because
not watching that. Do you know what I mean? But Wrexham, you know what I mean? Like, there's no anger or dislike towards them.
Right. I know Mark Goldbridge can be a bit of a divisive character. I'm not here to cause any slander towards him. But he put a post out earlier on and said controversial take. I don't see something along the lines of I don't see any sort of fairy tale with the story at Wrexham being owned by someone and then the Disney Channel. What do you make of that? Is it a marketing ploy?
Is it Amazon? I think
it's Amazon. They're very convincing, but they are actors.
Yeah, I mean, it's as a purely entertainment thing, though.
But if you show a football club, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, most of the fans, I think they had a vote, and it's like 99% of the board or whatever, or the fans forum, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And like, if you watch them, is it Rob McAnally or whatever his name is? I can never pronounce his name. He genuinely seems to have a real interest in it. Like, he's excited and giddy and takes. I think Ryan Reynolds is a bit sort of more like C'est La Vie, but he's happy to put some.
I like Ryan Reynolds.
No, I do, and I just think when you watch it and you can see like the town and the community and everything, and it is this quirky story, then it is quite funny and quite entertaining. And I sort of binge watched it. I think there's 6 episodes, and I sort of watched it.
6 hours of Wrexham. There's a lot of TV out there you could be watching. I've been I'm 5 into Happy Valley. Have you watched that yet?
Happy Valley. I've heard a lot about this. Isn't this like?
See, this is what you should be doing with your time instead of watching clubs being bought in North Wales.
It's not like it's one or the other.
Well, it is. Times of a premium. You've got kids and a job.
What's Happy Valley?
Happy Valley is anything but happy. The advert for Happy Valley doesn't do its justice. It's proper dark.
Oh, right. Someone's saying there's a lot more episodes. Someone's saying 17 episodes.
There's, I think, the 3 series. This Happy Valley. It's brilliant, mate. Honestly, really, really good.
We watched a little bit. Yeah, everyone's saying there's no, Jay. There is 24 episodes of Welcome to Wrexham.
Well, I'm sure he's going to watch all them.
I must have missed about 18.
6 hours of the Rectum, then, Scotty.
It's his pronunciation. Yeah, sorry, I've missed loads then. I thought I'd seen it. I thought it was just they bought the club and played a few games and that was it. But apparently there's a lot more to it than that. This Happy Valley, though, it seems like everyone's on it. It's the most...
Yeah. It's based in, I think it's Hebden Bridge, so just outside of Manchester.
Ah, right, okay.
And this copper, is it Raquel Welch? Oh, you play Raquel in... not Raquel Welch, is it? Who's Raquel Welch? It's not her.
Mate, you're too young to be coming out with things like that. Raquel Welch was in Like she's an actress from the 60s.
All right.
Yeah. You're thinking of Sarah Lancashire. Sarah Lancashire,
Lancashire,
who used to
that's it.
play
Raquel.
the barmaid Raquel.
It's
like, it's like the conversation I'm having with mum and dad, you know. It's got Raquel Welch in it. What? What? Really? Yeah. That was in Corrie. Oh, no, you mean the barmaid Raquel? Yeah, that's it.
I like
yeah.
Matt, come on.
Sorry, I'm not a film buff just because I know that Raquel Welch isn't in Happy Valley.
Cut me, I bleed IMDb. Fucking hell. Me a break. It's really good anyway.
Raquel Welch is running around the Yorkshire countryside solving crimes.
I guarantee you, if Raquel Welch was running around the Yorkshire countryside, it was better than bloody 25 hours of Wrexham. I'd watch it.
Okay. Well, we'll never know. I don't think that'll ever happen.
6 hours of Wrexham sounds like something from a sex dungeon.
Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, no, you said there's loads of football documentaries out there. Have you watched any of them?
Well, any of the football documentaries.
You sort of went, there's loads out there.
Well,
so
the last one I watched was the good Ronaldo one. Phenomenal, is it?
All right. Okay.
Have you watched that yet?
Nah.
See, this is what you can't.
I can't bother, man. With it.
But you'll watch Wrexham. Where's your investment? One of the greatest players of all time, but you want to watch.
I've watched so many documentaries, right? So many football documentaries.
It's really fucking good.
Like, have you seen King Otto? That's a good one.
No.
Or Kaiser, about the story about the greatest footballer that
There never was. Yeah.
That's a good one. I've seen that.
Yeah.
What else? What other ones? Oh, the one about the Brazilian 2002. Have you seen that one? That's good.
No.
Yeah, there's loads out there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But in the hierarchy of it, Wrexham wouldn't be the top. The draw is coming soon. We're just waiting for Jermaine Jenas to put his hand in some balls. Who's pulling them out?
I don't know actually. I just know it's on the one shot. I presume it's Jermaine Jenas and Alex Jones.
Apparently they're throwing into a chat with Reese Witherspoon and Ashton Kutcher. What's that, like a 90s?
Yeah, there you go.
What are they in? She's a good actress. Or actor is the right way of saying it, isn't it?
Reese Witherspoon, yeah.
Legally Blonde. It's a decent film.
Was the one what she won the Oscar for?
Oh, that's a cracking film, Wild.
Wild, is that what
that's
she won the Oscar for?
Really good.
Okay.
Yeah. Where she plays a recovering addict who takes on the Appalachian Hills in America, the West Coast or whatever. It goes walking for like days and ends. Really good.
Is it based on a true story?
Yeah.
I like films that are based on a true story. Yeah, I'll have a bit of that. I might check that out. Sandra Notch says Jay's on IMDb. I am.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You're actually on IMDb?
I'm on it, and all my appearances are as self.
Is that when somebody used your footage for something else?
No, it's when I went on Northwest Tonight or Sky News or whatever.
You've been updating IMDb.
I haven't, because there's two different ones for me. There's Jay Motty and there's Jay Mottazad.
Right. Okay.
So I need to get them combined. I'm not a person who can edit it, so I don't know how to do it.
Straight into the phone to the producer. Make sure you get that on IMDb.
Yeah, and my documentary with awards on IMDb.
How does Sandra Notch know that? Have you mentioned it before?
Sometimes if some people might when they want to search my name and give me a bit of trolling, it might pop up. Right, I'm sticking out Jay Motty. I'm going to give him some stick. Let me search him. Hang on a minute. IMDb. Self, Northwest.
That's got to be on like page 12.
Football Focus.
Yeah.
What's this? Yeah. It's not a great one. It's not like it's, loads of amazing media appearances.
We're waiting for BBC One to get the sound sniffergram.
What number are United in the draw? That is a very, very good question. And one that we don't know the answer to. If anyone knows the answer to, because we haven't got any sound in here.
Scotty, have you heard of any Ren's music? Brilliant artist. No, I haven't. I will check that out. Any
of Ren's music? Is that Ren Harvey?
I don't know.
If it's that, let us know in the comment if that's what you mean. Oh, here we go. It's is it Mark Chapman?
United are number 5.
Right, United number 5. Thank you. Is that Mike giving us a bit of grief there?
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, so it's Alex Scott. Sorry, not Alex Jones. Alex Jones is the presenter. Alex Scott is doing it with Jermaine Jenas. They're getting the.
Do you ever believe in any of them sort of theories about cold balls? Do you know what I mean? Like where someone's put them in a freezer and that's the one.
The David Moyes thing of didn't he accuse someone of doing that once? Like saying, you have to question.
You couldn't put it past. I mean, I would be getting in trouble for speculating.
No, you speculate. As long as you
wouldn't put it past
speculating.
Allegedly, you won't put it past someone like Sepp Blatter. Would you? Would you?
Have you ever seen the one of Donald Trump doing the draw for the League Cup?
No.
It is absolutely crackers. It's like Satan Greavesy. Do you remember St. Greaves? Was it before your time?
No, I remember St. Greaves.
Yeah. So they flew to New York in Trump Tower and he did the draw for the quarterfinals of the League Cup. It's absolutely bizarre. And he ain't got a jar of glue who these teams are or what this even is. Do you know what I mean? But it's quite funny to look back at it and think this is the man who went on to the president.
I had a really interesting take on Donald Trump, and it was someone saying that they miss him. And not because they supported him, but just because of the comedy value of like American politics. Have you not, like, you've not spoke about American politics half as much now Biden's not there.
I wouldn't sit through a Joe Biden press conference.
I don't think Joe Biden could sit through a Joe Biden
But
press
I
conference.
used to sit through the Trump ones. Even my missus, who's not into politics, especially not American politics, sat through like Trump press conferences when it was all popping off with COVID because he was just off his head, arguing with reporters, like proper, getting things wrong, like just mad things wrong. It was massively entertaining. But no, there's none of that. But it's just, I don't miss him that much.
No, wouldn't want him back.
Do you know what I mean?
Jermaine Jenner's doing the
Solo then. Always good to see Solo from the United Agenda. Go and check out the United Agenda. If you've not done already, hit that like button as well. Don't forget to hit like. Loads of people chatting about Jermaine Jenner. He doesn't seem to be a very popular guy on here. But we'll see anyway. The first tie's about to be drawn.
The thing about Jermaine Jenner, and I've given him a bit of stick for it. He's not going to say no to the gig. Everyone goes like, why is Jermaine Jenner? It's not like
he's like a bit of a safe pair of hands, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like people sort of kick off with you a bit like that when he's not that, for me, controversial, and that part of the problem. People say he's not that entertaining, or he's not that, you know what I mean? He's opinionated. But that's why he's on the one show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He's
because if he was outrageous,
safe pair of hands,
yeah, and he was outrageous coming out with just things and kicking off and all that. Oh, there you go. We've got one up. Southampton versus Luton or Grimsby.
I went to Luton last year.
Oh, did you? How was it?
There's a lot of roundabouts.
Really?
That was the only highlight of the trip when I went to Nebworth.
Oh, right, okay.
That's Tommy Robinson town, isn't it? I mean, imagine they've got more going for them than that.
Yeah, I mean...
Hats, aren't there?
The Hatters, yeah, I think they are. Oh, yeah, Leicester versus Blackburn or Birmingham. That's an interesting one. I mean...
If you could... You've been to them
Stoke
places?
versus Brighton. Well, Luton.
Stoke versus Brighton?
Stoke versus Brighton, bro.
Well, they had an easy game. The last round, that'll be tougher.
Yeah. Yeah, Brighton are doing all right, man. Got to respect them, man.
They've got a World Cup winner in the squad.
I mean, it's all happening, isn't it?
Be able to see if he can do it in Stoke on a rainy night.
I mean, am I behind it? Southampton. I think I'm a bit behind
Spurs.
it. Yeah. What else have we got here? So what's that? Wrexham versus Sheffield United or Spurs. So yeah. I don't think my BBC thing's well behind, so I'll stick to the live stream, the live blog thing. William Jowett says Andrew Tate from London, not our Andy Tate, obviously. He's from Manchester.
Andrew Tate, is it?
I think he's
I always
part
thought
of
he was American.
Yeah, I think he's dual citizenship or something. He grew up in Luton and but I'm not sure which way round it works. I think he's a bit of both.
That's Sunderland versus Leeds.
Oh, Fulham versus Sunderland versus or Leeds. Hey. That's an interesting... I mean, I would have had Leeds. I would have liked that.
I wouldn't mind that in a cup.
Yeah, that would have been good, Bristol City versus Man City. City have got Bristol City away. There's another tough one for a minute.
Yeah.
Hey,
We went to Bristol, didn't we?
You what?
Didn't we do something in Bristol? Didn't we do a live show
Yeah,
for
me and
Bristol?
you did a show in Bristol, didn't we? It's a good little town.
I had to dress up as a pirate that time.
Oh, yeah, you lost the thing. Those World Cup games were minty, weren't they? So, yeah, City away to Bristol. Come on, Bristol. Oh, there you go. Man United versus Derby or West Ham.
Take that.
Oh, mate. Hey?
That's the easy draw.
Another home one as well. So it's a home game against either Derby or West Ham, depending on who wins that one.
It's true when they say the rub of the green, innit? Because then when United were like playing bad over the last few seasons, we'd get proper dodgy draws where Man City were getting decent ones.
Yeah.
That's a good draw, man. West Ham shite.
You'd fancy anyone at home, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Should we keep going?
Yeah.
Ipswich or Burnley versus Sheffield Wednesday or Fleetwood? Hey?
I've got a soft spot for Sheffield Wednesday.
I've got a soft spot for Fleetwood.
My mate's a Man United fan,
Right.
and we ended up going. This might take all a while with this draw goes on. But when I went out in Manchester on a Friday night, ended up in Sheffield, stayed on it in Sheffield, ended up going to the Sheffield Wednesday game for no reason. He drops a pill, and then we bet him. I bet you won't get a Sheffield Wednesday tattoo for a £5, and he ended up he's got a Sheffield Wednesday badge on his ankle. For a
fiver.
For the
I love
fiver.
that. Do you know what I mean? But you wouldn't do that for a fiver. Yeah. To be fair, if you're out of your head, you worse things than that for a fiver, wouldn't you? So is that it then? Ipswich versus
There's more
Burnley.
teams than that.
I mean, I don't know. It's a few. That.
How do you feel about the lack of backing by the club this January? Not completely surprised.
That's a good question, that. Get involved in the chat and the comments and let us know what you think about the draw. Man United facing West Ham or Derby at home.
Is that all the teams that are left in it?
I think so. It doesn't seem to be. Don't seem to be adding any more. I haven't got any sounds. So yeah, maybe it is. 'Cause what is it? The 5th round.
Yeah.
16.
Last 16.
Oh, we've definitely got a shot in this. If we can avoid them lot until semis of the final, bringing the Carabao and the FA Cup back to Manchester.
I mean, yeah. The thing with this is, you look at it and you go. For me, anyway, you might disagree. You just go City. It's City, innit? Like that's the question. If we got City, say, in the next round at home, I'd fancy us. Do you know what I mean? The way you might think it's a tough one. Do you know what I mean?
Derby final. I was at the one. Was he at the one when we got beat? Was it
the semi-final?
Yeah.
Wembley. Yeah, it was.
I
was covering it for Key, and he got me a ticket in the City end, and I had to run around trying to swap it. In the end, I got rid of it and then got a Man.
It's easy enough to walk around Wembley, though, isn't it? And sort of sneak in different areas.
I don't know. I didn't want to get in like.
I know you were gonna peak up then. Yeah, me and James have got experience of that.
In why? What did you do?
Who was it? Italy versus Spain, wasn't it? In the Euros, like just you sneaking into VIP sections and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned this.
James was dressed like he'd just come out of Sports Direct, and I'm wearing fucking decent clobber.
Well, I didn't want to risk it. I just thought, I'm not going in the City and try to, you know what I mean? Like, I'll just get rid of it. So I got rid of it, United, and obviously it was horrible. And then I had to interview City fans afterwards.
Yeah. When are the games?
Yeah, let me have a look.
Because that's the issue, isn't it? Because we're looking at Eriksen being injured at the moment, and are we going to go into the transfer market tomorrow? You did a video earlier on about Tielemans, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a loose sort of thing.
I can't see that happening.
It wasn't really a sort of this is going to happen. It was more conjecture than anything. Sort of journalists speculating that maybe we're going for someone like him because you could probably get him because I think he's out of contract soon. There was another journalist speculating going for Isco, who's I think get Isco because I think he's out of contract after his last Sevilla.
Remember he was like the kid man.
Yeah.
Remember everyone around the world was linked with him.
That's what I mean. So I don't know where if we are going to get anyone, who we're going to get, and it might well be that Ten Hag might have someone up his sleeve where he goes, you know what, I fancy whoever.
Would you not graduate someone from the youngsters who've not really got a sniff this season? Like been people been talking about like Zidane Iqbal and.
I love Zidane Iqbal. He's not really played much, has he?
No.
Kobe Mainoo seems to have leapfrogged him, doesn't he, in the pecking order?
Yeah.
But
strange that though, because I know it was Solskjaer was playing him like one or Ragnick.
Well, he played at pre-season, didn't he?
Yeah.
Zidane, and he did really well. I was really impressed with him. He was a good kid as well, man. But yeah, he's not really had much of a chance. So I'd be surprised if he did. Be against it. But maybe if we don't get anyone in, he might be forced a little bit to sort of say.
The longer we stay in these competitions, or should we beat Barcelona as I expect? We've got to start looking to rotate some of the games. Where do you prioritise your season though?
It's a good question. That I think. I still feel a little bit like the Leeds your bread and butter. Do you know what I mean?
To go for it?
No, I think like if you got to pick I still think you can pick a strong team every game.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you got to a crunch time where it's like, I've got say Liverpool away, or I've got a cup game or whatever, and I have to sort of rest players. Which one am I resting them for? I'd be more tempted to rest them for the cup than I would be for the league game, but. He seems to be mixing it up well, where he's sort of tweaking it a little bit, but not drastically.
Yeah.
Even when, look at Reading, it wasn't exactly a first team, but it's still a lot of experience there. It wasn't like he went turbo, let's just play all the kids and the resis. He put in a pretty strong team. Even Charlton, we finished the game with a strong team. Do you know what I mean? So he's taking these competitions seriously. And we have got a squad. We had Carl Anker on the other day from the Athletic, and he made a point. He said, United haven't got, strength in depth. They've got depth in depth. They've got a lot of players who are at a certain level. It's just you've only got a few who are at...
Yeah. There's very little game changes as well that we can bring off the bench.
The thing for me at United is I think we're quite reliant on a couple of players like Casemiro obviously is the big one, and Rashford as well for his goals.
Yeah.
If you lose one of them two, then
Well,
we're in a
look
bit of trouble.
at the Arsenal game for evidence. Of
Yeah,
that.
right, that's what I
Although
mean.
you know, I thought we held our own for what 60 minutes of that game.
It was a bit unfortunate as well in that game because I don't want to keep going on about it, but you know, they had what 4 days extra in between their game. It matters. Do you know what I mean? Like that, having that full week to sort of recover from your last game, where we obviously had the Crystal Palace game in the middle. Let us know what you think about that draw anyway. Get involved in the comments, get involved in the chat. Lyle Van Gran says 26th of February, League Cup final. Supposed to play Brentford that day, will get postponed. Then got FA Cup tie midweek again. Scott Freeman says Nottingham will be heavily rotated. 5 main players, a good week off. Obviously, we've got
You think so?
a 3-0 head start in that one. Talk MU says if Ten Hag has guarantees of a war chest in the summer, then he can afford to play a strong team all the way to the end of the season. We could have a very good season. I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right on all fronts. Yeah, a lot of people just say midweek matches. Yeah, I mean, the magic of the cup, innit? If you had to prioritise one, what would you go then? Because you asked me that question, I didn't return the favour.
At this moment in time,
Yeah.
well, Carabao Cup, because I think we're more than favourites for that. I think because of the performance of the people who may have been competing for the top 4 have fell away massively. I don't think Chelsea, Tottenham, and Liverpool. I think we're doing enough to stay ahead of them. So that first and foremost, and then I don't know. It depends. The Barcelona game, I could drop the Europa League,
Really?
and then just stay domestic.
So if you had this is what I'm getting at. If you got like a crunch decision,
yeah, let's say the first game in the Europa League tie is 2-0 to Barca. I just throw all the kids out after the second game. Yeah, definitely.
Right, fair enough. Yeah, because that's when it's like you're looking at you going, because you've got like if you get through to the final, which you should do in the Carabao Cup, you've got Barcelona. And you've got not long after that, I think. Is it?
We don't have. I mean, as optimistic as it can be, like it could be our undoing if we are challenging on too many fronts with the lack of depth that we've got.
Yeah, because it's looking now. Look at the fixtures now. You've got just looking ahead. I'm not going to start straight away, but there's a sort of a 3-week period where you've got Leeds at home, Leeds away, Barcelona away, Leicester at home, Barca away, and then if you threw it to Carabao Cup, I think that's going to be around the time of what would be the Brentford game. And then, obviously, Brentford gets rescheduled, and then Liverpool away. Yeah. So that sort of section there is...
We've been done over. I mean, not to get all Jurgen Klopp and argue about the fixture list, but when the Queen passed away, we lost ground then with the 2 games that was just because it was Leeds, wasn't it? I think we were supposed to be playing, and that got moved.
Yeah, I think so.
And then this Barcelona game that never existed in the competition previously. So, do you know what I mean? And we've had a massive pile-up. But we're not Scousers, so we should have known.
Daniel Farr says domestic over Europe, but we all know Erik ten Hag will play his best available every game. Noel Ryan says injuries will happen if they play non-stop to the end.
They're only playing football, though.
What do you mean?
Like, it's an easy game, isn't it? Like just playing a game every 3 days, it's not a hardship.
No, but I mean, I think injuries, aren't there? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but
like, I get what you mean.
They're supposed to be professional athletes.
Well, sorry,
my point is that all they're doing is kicking the ball around a field. I don't think it's that hard to play 3 times a week. You could do it.
Yeah. Don't know the standard would be good enough to you know what I mean, challenge for any trophies. But I understand that argument. I think the thing about injuries though, like if injuries happen, it's not. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't matter whether you're playing 1 game a week or 2 games a week. If you're injured, aren't you? Yeah. I was having this conversation with Joe earlier about Jadon Sancho, and people saying, well, why not put him in against Reading? It's an easy game. But if he's not ready, he's not ready.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's Reading or if it's AC Milan or, do you know what I mean? If he's not ready, doesn't matter if the opposition's poor, he's not ready. Now, I hope he is ready by, hopefully, tomorrow or Wednesday, and can play against Middlesbrough, not Forest. I keep doing that, Nottingham Forest. But it's one of those you're not...
I know. And
it's like Eriksen now, he's injured, isn't he? He's injured.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not... Now we can do, it's like Andy Carroll's injured him and we haven't got him until however long.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue, isn't it? When you've got all these games piling up.
Yeah. I was being flippant.
No, I know what you mean about, like, if they're not injured, then they can play, because... Do you remember like in 93, 94? Everyone played like 60 games.
I know that's... I remember like there was none of this, because I'm old enough, there was never this rotation.
No,
really.
It was the strongest team on it every week.
Week in, week out. And this maybe goes some reason as to why I'm not Manchester United manager, amongst many other things. Is that I would definitely just play my strongest 11 every single game. And that's why I was crap on Championship Manager, for all yous at the back that remember that game.
because just going back to 93, 94, I always like to do this because I'm sad like that. But like, yeah.
Casper, I was joking around. Chill out, mate.
Schmeichel played 60 games. Paul Parker 55. Irwin 61. Bruce 61. Pallister 60. Inns 55.
You know what's mental about that?
Go
Is
on.
that season, I sat with the majority of that team when they were flying out to, is it Peshkin Munkas?
Yeah,
The
I think it
Hungarian
was, yeah.
So I sat with them at Manchester
I think
Airport, what was called Ringwood, and they were all smoking. Like, seriously, like Mark Hughes and all that, like smoking away. And they were playing 60 games a season. Now, these are prime athletes.
Yeah.
You know, if Steve Bruce can do 60 games in a season, then I'm sorry, Casemiro, you god that you are. There's no excuse, really.
I think the problem is, back in those days, you were playing against loads of other teams who had people that were drinking 10 pints and smoking.
Game's gone.
And nowadays, you're up against athletes who are like getting rested and on a diet and all that jazz that was non-existent in the 90s. Certainly not before then. So yeah, it might be a bit of a hard sell, but you never know. Do you know what I mean? If you ever get the United job, you can give it. You could try your tactic.
Yeah,
I'm just going to play the strongest team every game and see how we get on.
You know,
what I mean?
you know my life philosophy, Jay. If you're skating on thin ice, you might as well dance.
Nice. Simon Andrew says champ manager was the game.
Oh, I lost days to that.
Chris Lee says Sparky was an athlete. He had massive legs, Mark Hughes.
He did.
Do you remember? Like, I remember going to the cliff and seeing like him with his socks rolled down his castle like that. Sanjay says, I seen Casemiro in the best one near me buying a backy pouch and some Rizzlers. There you go. So he smokes.
Yeah.
So that's official. David Mullen says, a drinking team with a football problem.
I love that.
Do you think we are going to buy anyone else before the transfer window shuts? Just wrapping up quickly.
No, I do not think that we're going to get anyone else. I don't think. Can we get another loan deal? Is that out the window?
No.
Or we already got one. Is the only rumour we can have 2 loan deals in the window? I read that somewhere today. It was on Twitter, so it's probably nonsense. But I don't think.
I think there's 2 from in the Premier League. I think.
Oh, right, okay.
I think there's a real. Yeah, it's not 2 in general. I think we can still get another one.
No, I don't think so. And fingers crossed, Eriksen's injury isn't that bad. But I think we're going to sort of keep our powder dry, I think, in certain tournaments. But we're going to win them all.
We're going to win them all anyway. It doesn't matter. Robbie Norman says, Jay, do you remember when you could just ramble into the cliff? I do, and I used to do that. I used to be able to just walk up, sit on the side of the pitch, watch him training, talk to him afterwards in the car park, get an autograph and a picture. I used to take a code out, them disposable ones down there. It was mint, and now it's like, you go out down to Carrington. I think they've been told as well, the players, not to stop.
Really?
Yeah, so it's difficult. I think most fans now, if they want to get a picture of a player,
It all changed around David
Beckham.
Beckham, that didn't it? With all like the sort of, we spoke about this before, like they were cult players and then they became megastars when they started selling sarongs and shit. Seriously, you know what I mean though, don't you? When he started shagging a Spice Girl, the game went.
It was mad, David Beckham's career, wasn't it? Like all the stuff that went on, like you're saying, like on the front page of the paper wearing a sarong, marrying a Spice Girl, all the stuff that happened in '98, then to come back and win the treble. It's like, it's such a mad story. I
really feel for him though when you look at everything he's achieved and he's ended up being mates with James Corden.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. You love James Corden, don't you?
I love James Corden.
There's a link to our Patreon in the chat. Give us a subscribe on there if you can. It's about £2 a month. We'll get extra content. What is going on with that XG files thing, man?
Can they see that?
No. It's just, when I do the desktop there.
Ethan, you're there and you're supposed to be watching him.
Ethan's got his own stuff to go. Ethan's editing Sloppy Joes. I don't want to give him any mind. Yeah, come and check us out on the page. We've got extra content on there.
Like the video.
So we'll be back later on this week with some extra content there. And if you can't do that, then make sure you join us next week for more Scotty and Motty. That's been Scotty. Always a pleasure, my friend. Me and you are back tomorrow night, aren't we?
We are back tomorrow night for transfer deadline day.
Yeah. So all this nonsense about United.
Are we wearing a suit though?
Right. Should we do it?
I'm definitely going to wear a suit.
Yeah, I'll wear a suit.
Right, cool.
Right.
So you got to come and judge our suits. If not our presenting skills. Is Moss Bros open tomorrow?
That's where I got my suit from.
You bought a suit for Moss Bros? I've levered this one then. Right, I've been Scott. That's been Motte. We shall see you. We'll see you tomorrow night on Stretford Paddock. Nice one.
What's wrong?